What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim. Going to be playing some games on TCG today, and I am excited. Right now, I'm in the studio, but like, I guess real life me. This is past me. Real life me is at Pokémon 2018 in Louisiana. Super stoked on this. So check this out. Check this out. Right over there. Yes. Pokémon. Going to be meeting Rachel Lillis. Stoked on that. The voice actress for Misty from the original anime. So super stoked on that. It's going to be amazing and just an exciting time and definitely a great event. All in all, me and Natalie are both going to be in there. So if you're in the local area, make sure to come by and check that out. September 29th. So I don't know exactly when this video is running, but yeah, should be sometime in the general vicinity of September 29th. So if you're around, come check us out. We are at the Pokémon in Louisiana, the West Monroe Convention Center. Super excited about that. Should be a great time. Gonna have some merch there. Gonna have some Misty cards there. Gonna get them signed. I'm gonna bring like Misty cards, and then if anybody else wants to get a Misty card signed, you can pick them up from me there too. So excited about that. But today I am playing Rukan's Malamar list. This is honestly one of my favorite decks in standard format right now, and not just because it plays 4 copies of one of the best cards ever printed, which is Secret Rare Skateboard. I don't have Secret Rare Skateboard actually on PTCGO, which is sad, but I do have plenty in real life, so if I do ever sleeve this deck up in real life, I can play Secret Rare Skateboards, and I am really excited about that. But yes, this is the Tony Hawk deck. You get to play skateboards, you get to play Marshadow. Marshadow is also just a super dope Pokemon. You get to play both Marshadows, right? The fighting Marshadow, and also the Let Loose Marshadow, which is another one of my favorite cards too. Now, Rukan had posted a little blurb on Facebook actually about people playing this deck wrong, and I can't help but think that he might have been talking to me as well. So there are a lot of people who were playing the deck and thinking of Marshadow as just a Zora counter, myself included. But Rukan really is adamant about the fact that this is not just a Zora counter. Marshadow is the ideal attacker according to Rukan, and that's because that 1 retreat cost is just so good that when you are using the other Pokemon's attacks, that extra 30 hit points does not actually matter. Rukan says that you actually just want to be using that. Yikes here. Okay, this is like a really bad hand. My opponent started with the turn 1 judge, but they also get themselves a turn 1 judge. So there are a couple options here. I either go in with Front Ball, get a Marshadow, and do what? That, or I can't like that, or I wait for them. Maybe they put a Lele down, and then I can Lele. Like, those are my 2 options. I feel like getting a Marshadow is just bad here. So I might want to just say, you know what? We'll see if you put a Lele down, and if you put a Lele down, then I'm out of this hand. That's kind of what I'm gonna bank on. I think just going in. Oh gosh, they could knock me out very easily. They just need. I don't think they actually play a Beast Energy or anything, so maybe not easily. They might not be able to knock me out, but they could just retreat. Oh, if they just have it like that, they could get everything they need. If they have a Cynthia, oh, they do. Oh, so sad. All they need is Zork, and that's game. They retreat with the DC. So they did pretty good. Honestly, I wasn't gonna win this game if they. Oh, they didn't get it. Oh, okay, but I'm cool now though. So we got ourselves an Ultra Ball. We're good to go. We really skated out of that one by the skin of our teeth. That was that was close, a little too close. But yes, Rukan says that the main attacker in this deck is Malamar. So we all gotta, or not Malamar, is Marshadow. So we all gotta listen to Rukan. Let's see, we've got ourselves Marshadow. There he is. So gonna get ourselves Marshadow. Then we're going to Ultra Ball. We kind of have to get a Lele. I could let loose and just say, well, we kind of hope that we get ourselves a supporter here, but I don't know if I necessarily want to do that. I also don't really want to attach the skateboard to, I don't really want to attach it to my active. I actually just want to attach it to Marshadow here, but we're not playing that. We're playing Ultra Ball. Duh. Let's go. So I think we get ourselves. We could let loose, be a little greedy. I know that their hand is like not that good though. It doesn't even have any Zorks in it. So I think we just get ourselves a Lele instead and would rather just play our own aggressive supporter. So let's just do that. Get the Lele. I know we're just like walking straight into, and we're going to get ourselves a Lily. We're just like walking straight into a dangerous rogue here, which is not ideal, but sometimes you just gotta, right? There's just not too much else going on. So let's get ourselves another Inkay, but first we're gonna Acro Bike. So let's see what we got here. Okay, one Psychic, one goes to the discard pile. Then we've got one in the discard pile. We can get ourselves another Inkay here, and then I guess I could get another Marshadow. Like, doesn't feel like the worst ever, I guess. I probably just want a Hypnosis again, though, honestly, though. I think that makes the most sense. We also need to get some, and we do need to get some guys into the active position, into the discard pile. That is another thing Rukan was saying, that you need to just like accelerate your Psychic guys into the discard pile and just go from there. So let's just Hypnosis. Hope he doesn't. Okay, I was gonna say, hope he doesn't wake up this time. Like, that would have been good, but it's fine. Assuming the Inkay goes down, maybe we can promote Tapu Lele or something, and then get a couple, get some things in the discard pile, something like that, just off the Cynthia. We kind of have to rip well off the Cynthia, but it's fine. If we just get ourselves a Malamar and a Skateboard, maybe an Ultra Ball and a Skateboard, an Ultra Ball with like another attacker in my hand, I could get the attacker into the discard pile. So Rukan is a very big fan of attacking with the Marshadow, and I get it now. Like, I do get it, because after you use Prismatic Burst, you have no energy left on your Marshadow, so you want him to have free retreat, right? So that's the horrible thing about attacking with the Necrozma GX. It's got that nasty retreat of 2, so it's not actually easy to stream Prismatic Burst back to back. It's actually very difficult. So I think that I really do get it. You just use the Escape Board. Escape Board goes much better with Marshadow as a main attacker than it does with anybody else. It's way better than it does with Dawnwings, and it jives way better with Marshadow than it does with Necrozma. So the Escape Boards really start to make sense in this list after we kind of see how he had planned on building it, right? Let's, so here we go. Let's just go Cynthia and hope that we really draw well off of this. Let's see, we're almost there. If we can Acro Bike into an Ultra Ball, we're good. But then we also need a way to get this Tapu Lele out of the active. So let's Acro Bike here. None of them. Okay, so that's bad. Let's just get ourselves honestly, probably Lily will be better off of this. And then I'm just gonna let loose, and we're gonna try to redeem ourselves a little bit. The Deoxys is like bad. We don't want that. We just want to get these guys into the discard pile, honestly. So let's just let loose and see what we can do. Yup, we understand we're getting a smaller hand here. It's fine. My opponent's got a huge hand as well. I can actually, let's see, I can Mysterious Treasure for a for a Necrozma and then Ultra Ball it away. That just seems horrible. I need like more stuff going on here. I don't just think that we can do this, right? Like, this seems absolutely terrible. Like, how in the world? I actually need to get this thing, and then I need to GX for sure. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Let's Ultra Ball away those guys. Let's get ourselves a Malamar, I guess. I don't have any other Pokemon to draw with here, so sure, we're getting Malamar. And then we're going to accelerate onto our Marshadow. And I don't really know how I plan on getting out of the active position. I think I'm just kind of stuck. So we gotta hope that eventually that we can top deck something. So that's kind of just what we got going on here. If my opponent brings up, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. If my opponent just brings up the Marshadow and nukes it, think that we're just in a bad spot. Maybe we just drew some weird hands. Getting judged there early was definitely devastating. We got off to the wrong foot. Oh my gosh, and all my opponent has is a judge. That's amazing. 4 new cards. They're not good ones, but I'm glad I kept that Lily. That's the Lily that I decided to keep. They do have themselves a Lycanroc, though, so if they have got an energy for that Lycanroc, that's bad news. Because then they can Dangerous Rogue, or they just, yep, they got it. The Riot is beating. That's horrible. This is so bad. I don't really know how in the world I'm supposed to keep up with that. This is fine. Let's go ahead and, I mean, honestly, they've just got it at this point. I don't think I can possibly win. There's no 2 energy attack that I can use that'll be sufficient, and I think we just started off too slow. I really wanted my opponent to like miss missed the sleep. I missed the wake up there on that early hypnosis. It was a little bit of a greedy play, me leaving the Inkay in the active position, but I thought that I was like already so far behind that I kind of had to like get my opponent. There's no reason to psychic recharge this early. I don't know why I'm doing it, but like it's fine. We're just gonna do it. We just did it. It's fine. And then we just passed to my opponent. Honestly, if they can knock out this Lele, pretty horrible situation here. I need to GX something, and I'm not going to be able to knock out that Malamar GX. They got a Rockruff there on their bench. Just a real bad situation. They got, oh yeah, they're knocking out this thing this turn. You got it, sir. We're going to say, well played. You got there. Yikes. This is like one of my favorite decks in standard format right now as well. That was just a very ugly game. We just got like bullied there though, so that happens sometimes. It's all good. We're gonna go in again, give it another try, see if we can do a little bit better. I would love to play against that deck again. I feel like a rematch is in order. I wish I could play against Auric Lycanroc again. That was just I feel like that wasn't very representative of what the matchup is actually like. I feel like we are probably much closer there than it appeared, but it's all good. Sometimes you just get, you get judged turn one and it's just rough. So that happens all the time there. So nothing we can do about it. Friend ball didn't dig us out. My opponent didn't have to Lele early, so they, we just didn't get there. Let's see. We've got ourselves a hand. Got ourselves quite a hand here. We might be filching with this hand. Yikes, another rough one here. And there are just so many consistency cards in this deck. It's part of the reason I love it, but man, we're getting two in a row that are kind of just a little bit brutal here. See if we can top deck out of this. I'm seeing fire, and I'm also seeing dragon, so I have no idea what my opponent is playing. They're also playing in these Volcanion sleeves, which I have never seen before, so that is interesting as well. Let's see here. Who's going first? I forget. They're going first. Okay. Someone told me that it's the you can look at the stars going around the picture, so I finally figured that one out. Yes, I can tell who's going first by looking at where the stars are. Helps to let you know. Fire and dragon. What do they got? We should be able to tell off of this nest ball. They've got a Rangaroo. Nope. So dragon Pokemon with a Macargo, a Rangaroo line. I'm still not quite confident that I know what they're playing. They could be playing Garchomp, I guess. Garchomp, but no, they would be playing Lucario. They wouldn't be playing Macargo with Garchomp, so that doesn't really make any sense. I can't really figure out what dragon type attacker they would be using, but should be interesting. And I do feel like that Malamar just has like nice vanilla matchups like kind of across the board, and unfortunately I'm not going to be able to make it to the Memphis Regional Championships. It's just too much kind of rushing around, especially with they're playing a Goodra deck. What in the world is this? They're playing a Goodra deck. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see that coming. But it was just going to be too much running around. Memphis is like 12 hours away from me in the car, so it's going to be a lot. Does Goodra... What is this? Hustle Belt with... Oh my gosh, and I think Goodra might have some sort of power that like keeps it from getting knocked out or something like that. So we'll have to see. Fortunately, this deck does take like one-hit KO, so we should be all right in that department. Let's go ahead and Acro Bike. We've got ourselves an Ultra Ball, so we're out of this hand. That's good. We can get ourselves... We just got rid of a Rescue Stretcher, but I'm pretty sure we played two. So let's ditch a... Let's do this here. We're going to end up filching as well for sure. And we're going to Ultra Ball away these guys here. And I just want to get myself a Lele. And I think we're going to just go for the turn one Lily. Kind of makes the most sense. We've already got a Malamar in hand for next turn. Drawing 6. Like, we're not going to draw any more cards off of a Cynthia. So we definitely just grab that turn one Lily here. Go for a fresh draw of 6. Decided to keep the Guzma just because you never know what you kind of want there. Gonna get the Inkay out, and I think we just filch for 2. And then next turn we'll be using Cynthia. I don't think we put this thing down yet. No real reason to do that. So let's just filch. We got a Skateboard in our hand that we can use. Oh, and that's actually a really good draw for me. I've got 2 Malamar out. I can retreat the Mimikyu and do some more stuff. They are playing a Shrine deck. Good to know. Okay, so this is a... I had no idea. They are playing a Shrine deck with Goodra and I just have no idea what the Goodra does. So we're going to have to just wait and see here with the Goodra. I guess I could start Googling Goodras, but that's just doing too much. I think I would rather just wait and see. All right, good stuff here for me, though I don't have a third energy, so that's a little bit of a bummer. But having 2 energies, I can, I can Cynthia or something and just hope I get another one. I won't be able to get another attacker. Let's see. I think I just Mysterious Treasure for sure. And let's discard the Dawn Wings. We'll get that thing in the discard pile. Gonna get a Deoxys out here. And then probably just start trying to Power Blast. It makes the most sense. So I don't really want to get rid of that. We'll put the Escape Board onto probably the Lele. Seems fine. And then, see, I could Ultra Ball again, but honestly I want to get more Psychics into the discard pile. So if I draw the Ultra Ball or the Ultra Ball again with like Psychics in my hand, I don't really mind. See, we actually have no Psychics in the discard pile, so that was my mistake. I thought we had some. So see, we could Friend Ball. Friend Ball ain't gonna get me nothing. I don't really think. Yep, that's good though. So we do get a Psychic there. We can Ultra Ball away a Psychic too if we want to Ultra Ball away that. I mean, but there's really no point in that. We'll just do this. We'll Psychic Recharge one time as well, and then I think I'm just going to. We could get a second Deoxys out. Probably that's like looking like where we're headed, but I don't really care. We're just gonna filch. No real reason to get Ultra Ball that hand down. I could kind of just save my resources a little bit. I could have Ultra Balled and gotten another Inkay, but I think I'd rather have Deoxys than Inkay in play. We can see that Filch is proven to be a pretty good starter here. I mean, the Mimikyu start, it's definitely good. It's helping me just, the 2 extra bonus draw is really good to help get the Malamar set up. I mean, that is a kind of drawback of Malamar. Sometimes it does take a little bit to get everything up and going, especially without your, is this actually not a Goodra deck? Is it just Goomy? Your opponent's attacks cost a colorless more. So I guess the idea of this deck, oh my gosh, is just to ram. Except with Hustle Belt, they're going to be... This is not... Oh my gosh, I see what they're doing. They're going to ram for 70 damage and make my attacks cost more energy. This should be a great matchup for Malamar because I can just get infinite energy onto my guys. But I see what they're trying to do. It's a cute idea with Rainbows and Goomy. They've activated their Hustle Belts, so they're going to be Hustle Belting and ramming for a ton of damage. But I mean, at what cost though? You're just... you are playing a Goomy deck. Your Goomies are going to go down very easily, and Flying Flip could just destroy the entire endeavor, right? So let's see here. In fact, we can just, pretty sure we could just Psychic for knockout. Yeah, we could Psychic for knockout. So we just need to retreat, Psychic Recharge. We can Guzma up the Goomy and knock it out. So let's retreat into that guy, and we can Psychic Recharge, get the 3rd energy onto my Deoxys, and then we should just be able to start taking out my opponent's threats here and be cool. Kind of a very creative deck on my opponent's part, but unfortunately just a little bit underpowered here, especially just having a little 30 hit point attacker. It's not worth it unless your 30 hit point attacker's name is like Joltik and is in a Night March deck or Lost March. I cannot wait for Lost March. It's going to be a lot of fun to play. I think that it's gonna shake up the meta as well, making it so that there are more non-GX decks other than just the Shrine decks, right? So definitely stoked on that. See if my opponent finally gets the Makar go up, and they should be able to kind of get the engine going. But at this point, Deoxys can just tear through everything they have. There is no real leverage that they have in this matchup. I think that they're just going to have to concede here pretty quickly. That, or they'll draw things out, and we'll just have a long game here of Deoxys just poking away at Goomies and until we eventually win, which that's looking like what we're in for here. My opponent really wants to ram for 70. They're adamant about it. I actually don't think that the extra energy required for this Goomy is not it's not enough to really disrupt decks when all they have to do is 30 damage, right? I don't think it's enough to, and does it only work on bait? No, it's only active Pokemon. All right, so I was going to say, It's not limited to only bench Pokemon. Would make Zoroark cost more energy too. They'd have to play like a lot of disruption. They'd have to play enhanced hammers, have to play crushing hammers. You know, there's no flare grunt anymore. They'd have to be playing like Plumeria and stuff like that. But it doesn't look like there's any disruption in this deck, so there's nothing gonna keep, you know, my energy off my Deoxys, and now I can more or less just kind of attack away to my heart's content. Not really worry about too much else. They do play resource management, which makes me think maybe they do play. I'm gonna put up my guy with the escape board. Makes me think maybe they do play some sort of disruption that they wanted to get back with the resource management. I don't really know. And they have the hustle belt, of course, so they're gonna be ramming for 70. Honestly, I just do not care if they knock out this Lele. You know, the Lele, it's fine. Wasn't gonna make it all game anyway, so not a real big deterrent for me. I'm gonna Ultra Ball away the probably. Well, let's see here. I like the escape board. Probably the Marshadow and the Lily. Let's go get ourselves. I don't have my other Deoxys. Sure, let's start to set up another Malamar. That's fine. Then we can just Cynthia. I'll put the escape board onto probably Mimikyu seems fine. And let's just Cynthia. Try to get another energy is what we need. And we got it. So that's good. We got plenty of energy. We're good to go. And now we can just... I don't know why I put the extra energy. I don't need it. I was thinking that there was another Pokemon active. But that's fine. We'll just Psychic. And now we have plenty of energy on this active. In case my opponent promotes something that will not get knocked out by Psychic, we can Power Blast. That's fine. I can Ultra Ball some Psychics away and start powering them up onto Mimikyu if I want to copycat. But I have a feeling that I will not want to be copycatting Ram, right? So no real incentive there. I think that we're just trying to chew through this deck as bad. This is honestly just like, this is just the most slow, most painful matchup. I just like, yeah. But a lot of people complaining about Shrine Mirrors, and this is not a Shrine Mirror by any stretch of the imagination, but it does feel like one. Like I'm playing with non-GX Pokemon, you're playing with non-GX Pokemon, and we're just poking each other back and forth. People were complaining about these kinds of matchups, especially the Shrine Mirrors, at the Oaks, Pennsylvania Regional Championships because of just how grindy they are. They frequently go to time, like one player will win one player wins the other, and that's time. There's definitely no chance for a third game. It's hard to scoop in the middle of a Shrine match because you're like, if I scoop, I'm probably not going to have time for a third game anyway, so you're pretty much just conceding a tie then. It's just a tough situation, and we can see just, and this will probably be a very long video where I just spend forever taking these prizes against this non-GX deck, and we can see how quickly other matchups go when you're taking just 2 prizes a turn, you know, just, you know, kind of hustling through a match very quick. They do play Crushing Hammer, so that was failure. That's fine. They're probably going to throw that thing back in. Let's see, what else they got? They got Acerola? Who are they Acerola-ing? I am just so curious about this deck and what their plan was, but it's all good. I'm going to feel awfully silly if I end up getting beat by this thing, but I think that any sort of stall deck usually has just a miserable time against any sort of Malamar deck. I mean, we saw, I think in my Wishy-Washy video, I did play against a Malamar deck. Horrible experience, right? Just nothing you could do about it. Let's, sure, let's Mysterious Treasure away yeah, that's fine. We'll just get ourselves the other Malamar out, and then I'm just going to save my other resources. I don't need them for anything. I don't really mind. We're just chilling here. We got Guzma in here. We're just going to keep on Power Blasting. 120 damage. We're good. Discard one. And just continue chugging along on our prizes here. Maybe eventually we'll take down 6, but not before we get rammed for 70 again. Why do we have to get rammed for 70? That's just like, yikes. It's just not going to do anything to Deoxys. And then, you know, I mean, I think, like, no deck has any sort of problem doing 30 damage. Like, no deck has any issue doing 30 damage. They're going to do 30 damage just fine. Even against, like, Buzzwole Garbodor, like, they just will double attach to Buzzwole and probably just do 30. Now I see if their strategy is to kind of like stall me out, I guess, but it doesn't seem like a stall out kind of deck. I mean, they're trying to do 70 damage with Ram, so I think like Guzma stall's not really going to work out. Infinite Oranguru Loop's not really going to work out. Definitely not versus a Malamar deck where I just play 4 copies of Guzma myself. You know, we're going to be able to dig ourselves out of this hole pretty easily. So next turn, I'll Guzma. I mean, at this point, what do I even want to take out? Probably Macargos. Let's see, why is the Hustle... Oh, the Hustle Belt has got an X through it because it is not activated. They need a Rainbow Energy in order to activate the Hustle Belt, in order to ram for 70 with the Gumi. I just, I can't get over it, man. This is just too much. I did not sign up for this. Not at all. Not in the slightest. This is the reason why I don't like these non-GX decks either. They're just so slow, so grindy. They don't do enough. I like big explosions. I like taking big one-hit knockouts. That's just my personal preference. So let's see what we got going on here. We got ourselves a Guzma. We're gonna take out a Macargo. I ain't wasting any time. Let's go ahead and do that. I don't need another energy down. Should be good to go. Not gonna do anything else. We're just gonna Power Blast, knock this thing out, go down to 2 prizes. Then I suspect that my Deoxys will maybe get poked for 70. We got our other Deoxys, so that's very good in case this one does go down. My Deoxys is going to get rammed for 70, but that's fine because then we can just either Psychic. Yeah, we just Psychic for knockout. Take the knockout there. Lele finally goes, but honestly, good riddance. I kind of wanted that thing out of there. Clear my bench a little bit. Get the Deoxys into play. Usually against most Shrine decks, you can afford to lose one GX. It's usually once you get into the second GX that like your deck just can't trade whatsoever, but usually you just sacrifice the 1 GX. It's going to melt away eventually, but you just trade so favorably with the Shrine decks that you just don't really care. Deoxys does trade very well with them. It's not a problem at all. And, you know, knocking out the likes of Garbodor, knocking out the likes of Buzzwole is just, and also just a nice kind of option to soften things up for 2 energy with Psychic. Very cool. The only card that Deoxys really struggles with is that Shining Lugia. Definitely a tough card for this deck to deal with. If you're playing the Choice Band version, Shining Lugia can just knock out Marshadow in 1 hit as well. So I feel like this deck might actually struggle against the Shining Lugia Malamar builds, which are pretty popular. I played against 2 of them during day 2 of the Oaks, Pennsylvania Regional Championship. So let's just go ahead and we're going to Psychic Recharge a bunch of energy onto our bench Deoxys here. No real way that we can lose this one, so that's all good. And then, you know what? We will probably, honestly, just, let's see. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I do need to actually attach an energy, so that's fine. I'll just retreat and I'll Psychic with this one. Let's just go, yeah, we're going to put all the energy onto this bench one here. I forgot about the ability. I was like, duh, I'm just going to Psychic. So let's skateboard the active too. Sure, we're gonna retreat and let's just Psychic here, so we don't have to discard, and we're gonna be good. And then yeah, I think probably just gonna call it a day after that. Honestly, I'm feeling kind of burnt out, just like grinding through this deck. It's just been a grind. it's been a grind. Not gonna lie. Also, I just have class here in a few minutes. I still got graduate class tonight, and I got a quiz, so I should probably study for that. That's something that we're trying to look out for. And yeah, so let me know, what do you guys think of Rukan's Malamar list? I still like it in my testing. I think the deck is very solid. Also, what do you guys think of Zoroark Great Ball in your testing as well? Let me know. You guys like Great Ball in Zoroark, especially Zoroark Lycanroc decks? Been seeing that pop up more and more as a popular option for Zoroark decks to include. They got multiple Crushing Hammer here, so they do play lots of Crushing Hammer. They just weren't really drawing into them, so the strategy, I think, wasn't really being fully realized with the with the hands that they were getting. So that's that happens sometimes. Let's see, we've got one. Let's see, they didn't attach the rainbow, so we have a little bit more of a difficult situation here. Let's see, how many energy we got? 4 energy. We should be good. Just gonna slap. I need to get 4 energy on one of these things. Gonna slap this skateboard there. Now let's just go ahead and Cynthia, see if we can get ourselves game-winning energy We got it. So, sweet stuff. We can Power Blast for game. Get out of here, Goomy. Tired of your shenanigans. Cool stuff. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think of these decks. What do you think of the Goomy deck in the comments below? Thank you all so much for watching the video. Going to show off Rukan's list one more time for anybody curious. Also, make sure check out the Etsy store and the Patreon stuff in the description below. I've got Otto's and Riley's. The Garchomp list that a lot of people were asking about is currently on my Patreon. So Patreon subs got access to that. Going to be doing a little deck discussion on that. Well, I'm going to be doing a video on the Garchomp list probably like next week or something. So you can look forward to that next week here on the main channel. But I know that Otto and Riley wanted to play the deck at maybe some local events here for the for this upcoming week, so they wanted to kind of keep it a little bit hush hush. So we got it on the Patreon though, so it's on the down low over there. But then we're going to be sharing the Garchomp list for anybody interested in the next couple weeks. So you can look out for that here as well. And of course, here is Rukan's list for the Marshadow Malamar deck, and he makes sure to call it Marshadow Malamar, which is very cool as well. At Marshadow just being the main attacker in this deck, according to Rukan, and I have to agree, definitely very, very cool stuff. So hope you all have a great day. Peace.